Nigel, the narcissistic abuser I almost fell for. Nigel entered my life with the confidence of a man who believed he was the prize, the lesson, and the main character all at once. He had that polished charm, the kind that looks good from a distance but starts to smell strange the closer you get. On the surface, he was charismatic, attentive, even intense in a way that made me feel chosen. But intensity without depth is just performance. And Nigel was a committed actor. At first, I thought his attention meant affection. He knew exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. But underneath those sweet words was something sharp. Something that didn't feel like love, but control dressed up as passion. It started with small things, little comments, strange assumptions, odd accusations I brushed away because they seemed too ridiculous to take seriously. But narcissists don't escalate with explosions. They escalate with patterns. Suddenly, I was being accused of being with other men when I was literally asleep in my own bed, drooling on my pillow like a peaceful, innocent human being. According to Nigel, my dreams must have been wild because he was convinced I was out there being unfaithful while I was literally snoring. He turned his insecurity into elaborate stories, then treated those stories as facts. I was constantly defending myself against things that never happened. And apparently, I was also a party animal, a title I didn't know I earned considering my social life was mostly me, my blanket, and whatever series I was half watching while scrolling on my phone. But in Nigel's mind, if I wasn't glued to him 24/7, I must have been out partying, flirting, or not putting him first. That was his favorite line. You don't put me first. As if his wants were supposed to outrank my needs, my time, my sleep, my sanity. He demanded access, not connection, obedience, not partnership, control, not love. And the rudeness, he wielded it like a weapon. If I disagreed with him, even gently, he'd get nasty. He would belittle me in subtle ways, then in not so subtle ways. He made comments meant to shrink me, comments meant to make me doubt myself, comments designed to remind me that in his world, I wasn't allowed to shine too brightly unless it was reflecting his ego. He loved the sound of his own voice and the power of his own criticism, and he used both often. Then came the late night calls. Not cute, flirty, I miss you calls. No, these were after midnight, unprovoked, aggressive check-ins. If I didn't answer immediately because I was either asleep or living like a normal human being, he'd spiral. He'd get angry, rude, accusatory, as if my phone was supposed to be surgically attached to my hand just to soothe his paranoia, as if rest was disrespectful, as if my life outside him was a threat. His version of love was surveillance. His version of caring was control. His version of connection was constant suspicion. Every conversation eventually turned into a performance of dominance. Every moment of silence became an excuse to assume the worst. Every boundary I had became a battleground. His version of love was surveillance. His version of caring was control. His version of connection was constant suspicion. Every conversation eventually turned into a performance of dominance. Every moment of silence became an excuse to assume the worst. Every boundary I had became a battleground. And yet, I almost fell for him. Almost. So I stepped back, then I stepped out, and I didn't look back. Nigel could have been a disaster that swallowed me whole, a chapter filled with pain I would have had to heal from. Instead, he became something simple, a reminder of the woman I refused to be again, A warning, not a wound. A near miss, not a tragedy. He is a paragraph in my story, maybe a page, but nowhere near the chapter he thought he'd own. Because at the end of the day, he didn't break me. He didn't damage me. He didn't win. I chose myself, and that choice saved me. And honestly, growth looks phenomenal on me.